Hello and welcome to CoCreative NoCode's Office Hours, episode number 97. We're here with Kim and Thomas as usual. Welcome, Thomas. So happy you're here. We're going to get started in just a moment, but if this is your first time tuning in, either live on Facebook, we broadcast live on CoCreative NoCode's page and also in CoCreative NoCode's Facebook group, or maybe you're watching the replay on YouTube. Go ahead and give us a like or give us a comment and let us know you're watching. We'd love to hear from you. And if you would like to join us for a complimentary session, you can go ahead and comment and Kim will send you the details. We do office hours Monday through Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We welcome our members and our guests to bring any bubble bug, any bubble issue, bubble feature requests, anything related to bubble at all, you can bring it here and we will chat about it. Speaking of which, Thomas, do you have anything for me tonight? Oh, maybe Thomas stepped away. There he is.
I was like reaching for the button.
You're like, reaching. Yeah. Did you have anything for tonight?
Yep.
Oh, yay. Awesome. I will stop sharing.
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, it has been. I wasn't expecting that. And Bubble is working just in time in case you missed it. Bubble had a major outage today.
Yeah, I was definitely like in the middle of it and I was like, damn it.
What are you doing to me, Bubble?
So just to break down what I'm doing here, I have a lean canvas.
Okay, perfect.
And I've designed each of these into groups with, the borders so that they're not interlacing and causing too much of a blur.
It looks great.
Thank you. So what I want to do is I have a bunch of these steps. They're all hidden, but I'm just doing this for testing purposes. When I'm using live text, so when I input, say, what are 3 problems that your potential customers face? Problem number 1, 2, and 3, they auto-populate here in the problem section, right?
Okay, awesome.
So what I want to do is I will show you. Do you see how right here where it says cost structure and revenue streams?
Yeah.
Okay. You see how it like splits?
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah. So I was curious to know if you knew any workaround where if this group was expanded, the others followed in such a way where everything was kept fluid. Is that even possible? Like I literally just came across.
You'd have to group the cost structure and revenue streams together.
This and this?
Uh-huh. So that it pushes them both down.
Gotcha.
I don't know that that's not going to introduce new problems with the space between key metrics and channels and unique value proposition and customer segments, but that's my first thought.
Oh, shit. No. Just do this. My wonderful testing data. Shit, don't I have a lower option? Yeah, so maybe I can. Okay, so that makes sense there. Now it's just figuring out. Maybe I should group all these together? No.
Potentially. So you've got that space.
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one. It's not my particular forte. Let's see here. So those are, yep, I see. Sheshadri, we will ask you more. Can you give me some more detail about what you're needing while I work on this with Thomas? And we'll definitely we'll try to help out. So you're just using the borders around the groups, right?
What do you mean by that? Like in regards to showing the
lines. Those are just borders around groups.
Yeah, well,
right?
it's I'm defining borders individually on each group.
Different groups.
Yeah, just
right.
so I have like a perfect singular line. Because when I was using all borders on all of them, you could see areas where it was splitting and didn't look very good.
Got it.
Maybe group problem, solution, and key metrics, and then.
No, I mean, you want to keep like people who are used to the lean canvas are used to this particular like organization of it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what I would probably do is I'd probably solve the front end problem here with a back end solution, which is I would just not allow that group where it says problem. I wouldn't allow the groups to expand. What I would do is I would show the ... and when they click on it, I'd open it in a pop-up, or maybe when they hover over it. Yeah, probably when they click.
So I would stop them from typing so and
You
so,
wouldn't,
or like you're saying, it would just show ... and then click to expand. Okay, I get what you're saying.
yeah. So that's probably how I would do it. So that this layout that you have would stay the same regardless of how little or how much they type.
I love that. That's creative. So how would I do that exactly?
Okay, so what you would do is first go to the editor to that group, the problem group.
You want to pop in?
No, that's okay. We're good for now. So for each live text problem, so click there. Cut off content if the element isn't tall enough. And the same for all three. And then go back to your preview.
Okay, so it won't expand. I like that idea. I was thinking about it too. I was like, how do I get this done? Oh, I gotta do this again. Oh, did something go wrong here?
Maybe sometimes.
This works.
Okay, so the bottom one's working and the top ones aren't. That's weird.
Why is this off? Okay, let's see what happens if I do this. So it shows there.
Okay, but now we have that problem that we were having before.
So let's do this. Or just one. Yep. So it seems like anytime
Okay, hang on a second though. Before you give up on it, go back to there and erase the cues and just type some words.
Okay, well.
I think it's because you weren't allowing any spaces that might have been causing a problem. So try just copying and pasting hello there with spaces between each word.
What do you mean spaces?
So now copy it with the space.
Copy it like that?
With the space, just copy that. And then go to the end of that line where the space ends and then just paste it over and over. There you go, see?
Gotcha. And so at this point, what I would do, oh, but it's breaking.
So yeah, because that one's not checked to cut it off if it's not tall enough.
So at this point, I can get this and in a pop-up, right?
Yep, in the workflow. Yeah. So you can click to see what it says. Because I assume you're going to save it to the
Yeah.
database. Okay.
Yep. So would it just be a regular? So
you just create a pop-up.
That's right. So much time away from Bubble Live already. Just expect things to be where it's supposed to be.
Where's your pop-up? That's weird.
Every once in a while that happens. Oh, that's because it's a very long page.
Oh, this show is so strange. I was like, where's your pop-up? Where'd it go?
Okay, so now obviously I just need to fill the content in here.
Yep. And then you add the workflows.
Just gonna do this for now and worry about the design later. It would still be live text, right? Yep. Just do one for now. This can be erased here.
On this kind of thing, I might even just do like auto binding.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've messed around with auto binding.
Yeah, no, I mean, just like making it so they can just click into inputs that are on the canvas itself
Like the actual.
and just edit it right in line. Yeah.
I wanted to make that an option as well.
Okay.
Because the reason I did it in steps is because when you look at the canvas, where do you start?
Right. You get, yeah, it's definitely overwhelming.
Exactly.
sure.
So it's like start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So,
Yeah, and
but
you can prompt yourself.
Say again.
You can prompt your users a little bit better. Like you can say more than just problem, right? You can ask them a question.
Right. And then by the time you reach the 9th step, right, and you finish, everything will be filled out. But I was thinking maybe adding an optionality or an option, pardon me, where you can click and also do that, where you can, if you don't like the way something was worded, you can just do it right there on the canvas.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me.
So what would be the workflow here for the pop-up? I got live text problems value.
Oh, so you would click on on the live text element, you would set a workflow to open up the pop-up. You could send in information into the pop-up, but usually that's what you're sending in is something that's already in the database. And right now you haven't saved anything to the database.
Right. And so this is what you were saying about auto binding.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. So can you help me step by step?
Absolutely, I can.
Okay.
So what you would do is when you land on the page, you would go ahead and create a lean canvas thing in the database and load it on the page. And then when they make changes, it would automatically save the changes to that field in the database. So what that looks like is hop out of the pop-up. So where are they coming from to get to this page?
I literally started this yesterday.
Okay. So this is
haven't-
the first page that you've got.
Yep.
Okay, got it. So go to your, I guess your index page. Or
I was trying to keep it all in one page.
oh, okay, got it. No worries.
So what I think I'll just do is I'll just create another group and then we'll just work in that group.
That sounds good.
Just want to make sure I know. Okay, yeah, so I have 9 steps and then I'll just create a group down here. This can be our landing page. So I'll just do a regular.
So what I would do is I'd make a group and then it would hold a repeating group.
Big group?
And yep. So make a group and then have a repeating group. And then up at the top right, I would have space, I would leave space enough for a button.
Just overkill with the group size?
No, I think it's fine.
It's simple, yeah, we'll just.
Yeah, it's so this repeating group is going to be a repeating group of their lean canvases because you're going to allow them to make more than one.
Like I'm thinking like a Google Docs, sort of like square one, square two, square three. I see.
Yeah, so you can do it in tile format or you could do it like in list format, whichever you prefer. Then we'll create the things in the, yep, that'll work. Kim, did Sheshadri ever add to the question?
No, I messaged him, but I haven't gotten anything back yet.
Okay.
And then you had suggested a button as well.
Yep, just at the top of the group. Yeah, it's like add new. Yep.
So what are we making?
So, okay. So there's this thing called the lean canvas, and it's a methodology that I'm trying to remember who put it out there. I think Osterwald probably made it famous. Ash Maria also is deeply into it. And then and Steve Blank also kind of promotes it. So what it is this idea that when you're founding a startup, you want to do so spending the least amount of money as possible and validating your ideas as quickly as possible to avoid the waste, because a lot of people will spend a lot of time and money and resources on ideas that don't have legs, right? So like big failures, and there are a bunch of different like thought processes and ideas and everything, but essentially lean canvas says let's design a bunch of experiments and go out there and test them rapidly and get feedback and then iterate along the way until we have a solid business idea, like market product market fit and message market fit, right? Or let's just find out that we are completely wrong and there's no startup potential, there's no business potential here as quickly as possible so we don't waste time and money on it. Did that answer your question, Kim?
Idea board?
It's kind of like an idea board. It's just it's meant for one train of thought or one idea. So you're not coming up with a bunch of different ideas in the same canvas. You would come up with different canvases for different ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Google Docs for ideas.
Yeah.
You have a keyword?
In Canvas.
Yeah, well, I mean, this would be, let's see, we're building right now. So this is kind of a build along, I would say. Does that work as a keyword?
A build along canvas.
Lean canvas app build along with Thomas.
Lean like LEAN.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Your timestamps are really amazing.
Oh, thank you.
If you
I'm doing
haven't
better.
checked them out, go to CoCreative NoCode's YouTube channel and click on any of our videos and admire Kim's handiwork. She links the timestamps to the time in the video to save you time when you want to go back and watch something cool. Shameless plug.
Should we canvas it like that?
Your lean canvases. Yep.
Does not look like it's written well there, but
It's fine.
we'll just keep it like that. Cool. And then of course, you know, you want a little of this, a little pizzazz.
Yeah, just make it look nice.
All right. So
Okay. So now we have to make the canvas thing in the database.
So as you can see, this is
We are repurposing an app.
exactly.
We are recycling an app. Okay.
So I should probably erase all of this, huh? I have this copied on a completely different app. I just copied it over to another one.
That's fine. It's up to you if you want to delete or if you want to reuse them. It's up to you.
So when I was thinking about the database structure here, just to show you, I was thinking about adding, maybe it wasn't the correct way of doing it, but adding, you know, step one problem as its own data type with the fields 1, 2, 3, problem 1, 2, 3. And then step 2 would be solutions as its own data type. And then 1, 2, 3 would be the fields. Would that be the right way to go about it?
Wait, ask the question again.
Sure. So I will show you so you can see visually what I'm talking about. See how there are all these steps?
Oh, got it. Instead of just recycling them with the different questions and.
Yeah, well, I was thinking to myself to actually create the canvas because I was just designing first. I'm just like thinking through this now because I literally just started this a day ago. So I was just rapid prototyping through it all.
Sure.
I thought of saving these individual fields here, right? These inputs as fields in a problem data type, right? The step 1 data type, step 2 data type, step 3 data type. Would that be the right way to go about it?
So there's only going to be allowed 3 per thing, right?
I want to add more, but this is just for testing purposes. Maybe I should start thinking for more, just in case like they want to add another one.
I don't think you want more. The lean canvas is supposed to be on one page.
Yeah, that's true. I think
so. I think you're spot on with just like allowing a few for each, and then I think what I would do data wise is I would have the lean canvas, and then I would have
so have a data type lean canvas.
Yeah, you'd have a data type lean canvas or canvas for short.
You're welcome to pop into this too if you want to like look at it.
Okay.
Or makes anything easier for you.
Does it make it easier for you?
I just know that like
if you want to, yeah, it's fine. I don't mind.
As the bubbler, I know that it's a lot easier to look at things.
Sure, I'll pop in. Let's see here. What's it called? Oh, do I have access? Oh, this isn't Lydium?
Yeah, 5 measures.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to refresh and it should be here. Jay must be working. Oh, that's cool. They didn't used to do like free trials, I don't think.
Yeah, I just saw that too, actually.
Huh, I like it. Okay, so I'm going to this page. So I'm thinking what we might do is, so lean canvas would just be a collection of lean canvas answers, and an answer would be a type from the lean canvas, right? Because it's all the same thing, it's all text, right? So what I might do is, you have here, did you ever make the lean canvas thing? No.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Pure. Just made it.
Yep. Okay. So the lean canvas, and then we'll just make this. I'm in your app now. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yes. Yes. I will make this private.
And then here I would do LC answer or something like that. I might shorten to, instead of canvas, lean canvas, I might just have it canvas, and then
Sure.
have canvas answer. And then canvas answer has a type, but I would put that type in an option set, because the lean canvas isn't going to change anytime soon. Canvas answer type. And then options. For those of you who are new here, we do this options thing at the end because it's essentially your option sets are indistinguishable from your data types if you don't. All right, so we've got problem. Read the rest of it to me.
Give me a second. Problem, solution,
Solution,
unique value proposition,
unique value proposition,
unfair advantage,
unfair advantage,
customer segments, key metrics,
key metrics,
channels, cost structure, revenue streams. I thought about this too, since, yep, okay, gotcha.
okay. So back to our data types, our canvas answer is going to have a type of type canvas answer type, and it's going to have a text field, or we could just call that the answer field, is of type text. And then it's going to be related to a canvas of type canvas. So now a canvas itself is just going to be a list of answers. There we go. It's pretty simple, but it does the job.
Sweet. I think I'm gonna erase the rest of them.
And then it'll have an owner field, which is of type user. So that way, when you're down in your repeating group that you made here, it would be of type canvas. Data source would be do a search for canvas where the owner equals the current user.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then when you click on one of these, it will take you to here.
The populated.
And then you can edit in line
Yep.
for it. But these will be repeating groups, because this will be a repeating group of all of the
Gotcha. It's just a repeating group of, yeah, okay, 3 columns. Not 3 columns, but 3 boxes.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Does that?
So this would be canvases, like you wouldn't do searches for it. You would you would load here, this group is going to become of type canvas. And then you're going to send the canvas from here, or you're going to create a new canvas by clicking the new button. And then you will send that into this group and show it. And then when you do that, the reference for the repeating group here is going to be like this group canvas or whatever, it canvases answers filtered type problem. So it'll be simple.
Can you repeat that? Like,
sure. Let's just do it. Can I do it?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to take the live text out. And I'm going to put instead a repeating group. And it's going to have 3 rows. And it's going to have a text element. And the text element is going to be fairly big because that's all it is text. Okay. So we'll leave just a little bit of gap for the next one. And then this repeating group.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Nothing back from Sheshadri, Kim. Kim, are you there? Okay, no worries. Let's see here. So what we're doing here is we're going to make this group is going to be of type canvas, and it's going to be inheriting it from this group, which is of type canvas. So now this repeating group is going to be canvas answer, and it's going to be parent groups canvas answers filtered to where the type equals problem. And then this will be the current cell's answer. And then you would do the same thing. We'll just copy. Let's make it a little smaller. And we'll move this over. And we'll just make this of type canvas. And this will be, instead of filtered by problem, we'll filter this by solution. We'll take this, move it down in here. Make this of type canvas. And this will be filtering for key metric. And we'll just copy this. Make this of type. Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just like sprinted to the car. I just
What was
couldn't hear.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I had to go get my headphones. It was just my.
You're like, I can't hear your. No, that makes sense. Okay, so this would be value proposition. Okay, so what I'm doing is I just made, so this group is canvas, is of type canvas. So you'll send that from either the click here or the click here. We'll determine what this canvas is. Then each of these things will also inherit the canvas. So we just have to make sure that chain isn't broken, because this repeating group will be a canvas answer, and the data source will be the parent group's canvas answers filtered by whatever type it is. So in this case, it's problem, solution, key metric, value proposition. So let's just make sure. Yeah. And then we'll just keep,
Gotcha. Okay. So that's how you're calling the option sets. Okay.
yeah. So that's how we're populating the different answers that you have created. So this is going to be canvas, and then this will be filtered by unfair advantage.
I see what you're doing. It's totally different from what I thought of doing it. So obviously the option sets would be ideal, as in it would just be less friction on the app, right?
Yeah, it's just faster, and it's yeah, because it's each answer. I mean, because everything on this is text, it's really the same. So just trying to keep it simple and not overwhelm you with different data types, and trying to keep track of different data types. Each answer is the same thing. It just has a type. And then the canvas is just a bunch of answers.
I'm glad I came to you for this, because I was about to start making all these data types.
Yeah. It's a little practice to get good with that stuff, but get it? You're practicing. I think you should do this professionally, Thomas.
Yeah,
I do.
I appreciate it. I think where I'm gonna toot my own horn, but I think that my design is a good selling point.
I do. I agree. I agree that your design is a great selling point. I also think I also think where did it go?
It just went behind the account. Yeah.
Bring to front. Don't scare me like that. Don't disappear on me.
Yeah, it's because it's like vertically taller.
Okay, we will stretch it out before we move it.
Yeah.
Fine. Oh, it won't let me.
Yeah, because it's in that.
Okay. Well, we're going to delete it, and then we're going to copy this again, and we're going to come in here and paste it. And we're going to tell it that's how you bubble.
What is this?
Okay.
Nope.
Don't move on me again. You stay still. I'm talking to it like it can hear me. All right. This is going to be cost structure. And then we'll copy and paste this and move it over into this one. And revenue stream. There we go. And now you can make it as pretty as you want, but now you have all of your answers represented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 3. So 27 answers per canvas. That's not bad.
And so for each within the repeating group, each of, I guess, their text elements, I would just cut off the content and display in a pop-up, you were saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or you could make it per group, right? So you can make it so that if they click on the problem group, it opens up all of the problem answers in one pop-up. That's probably nicer.
Jesus, Tonya. So you're a pretty good designer yourself.
Nope.
You're a good user experience designer. I think you're good at like determining what a user might want to.
Maybe. I'm getting better. It's practice. It's definitely practice. So
that's how I feel about design. Like if people looked at design as an iterative process, like the rest of the things that they do in this game, you'd be pretty good pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm really like drawn towards learning more about the back end solution stuff.
Yeah. I have a love for the user, so I'm like, let's make sure they know how to use this. So,
which is really good. it's really important. Like I value it so much. I just think it's like when I'm trying to make it look and feel as good as my taste, I fall short every time and it frustrates me. And I could spend an indefinite amount of time on any given thing. Whereas with the backend solutions, I'm like, I don't care if I spend 3 days figuring out something that's really cool to do. Like, I wouldn't even notice that it's been 3 days. I might notice if I'm on a project and I have a deadline, but outside of that, I'm just like, I get absorbed. So, but there was a question in the Bubble community this evening on Facebook, and I thought we might tackle it on Friday. The user was asking if it's possible to create a funnel builder in Bubble.
Funnel, like a customer funnel, like they just fill out information in there.
Hang on just a second. This is not allowed. Read the rules, people. All right. So I answered that, like he asked, is it possible to build a funnel builder on Bubble? So I need to know what he means by funnel builder, right? Like, what is he talking about? Is he talking about like recreating like an Infusionsoft or an Active Campaign on Bubble? Or is he talking about doing like a charting software on Bubble? Either way, you can do it. Like,
you need to know the need.
Yeah. Like I need to know what he's talking about to get some ideas or whatever for like, okay, what problem do you not know how to solve here that we could solve? But that sounded like a fun one. I've seen something really cool. Let me see if I can find it. What's it called?
Quick question.
Sure.
Going back to this app real quick that I'm working on here, the Canvas. When I click on repeating group, would it just be a show pop-up and then display information?
Yeah. Yep. So what you would send, what you would send in would be you'd have a repeating group of type Canvas answer, and you would send in that search that creates the same search. Do you know what I mean? So here, you would send in the same search of this. So like if they click on the problem, you'd send in the same search would be the data that you would send in to the pop-up. The pop-up would just be bigger and would allow for those to expand.
Gotcha. Okay. And then saving, you suggested auto binding. So I guess just probably start messing around with that.
So instead of having a text box here, what you would do, I probably should have done that to begin with because you can't easily like change them around. But you would just change each one of these into, sorry, this one's too big. Hang on. Sure. Like, I dragged it out.
Yeah, it looks like. Are those two separate things? It looks like there's, okay.
No, I just never resized this thing. So.
Oh, gotcha. I can just worry about that later.
Yeah. So like, yeah, this is too big. But and I just did it again. What did I do? There we go. So what you would do is just change these to inputs. So instead of having that, and then so I'll just go ahead and do that.
Couldn't you have just done a like a convert to?
No, it doesn't let you do that. I wish it would, but replace by because it's not.
That's right.
It doesn't let you switch it to an input. I wish it would, but you can. Yeah, but you just draw in an input here, and then it would be the initial content would be current cells, answers, answer. And then you would enable auto binding for the answer. And you'd come in here and you'd say, rule name owner. And you'd say this canvas answers creator, because we didn't create the owner, but we can create a new field real quick. Owner. User. Owner is current user and current user is
Create a new field from the privacy rule?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I did not see that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that in lots
did
of
not know
places. Yeah, you can do
That's
you can
cool.
do that in lots of
Figure it out.
places. At the bottom, it'll say create new field, so you don't have to go back into the data tab. So I won't answer your survey for you. I'll let you do your thing. But yeah, but now in here, the last step of that is you have to allow auto binding, and you have to tell it which thing can be
okay.
auto bound.
Yep.
So now
and
I
then
can
mhm.
update that.
So I would have these inputs here, which are auto bound, and then I
Mhm.
would have each step by step. Should I keep the individual steps as a make a change in the no?
Yeah.
Should I also auto bind those two? Or
Yep.
should I
Yep.
just
No,
keep-
no, no. You would, I mean, you could make those auto binding, or you could make it more like I'm saving my answers, and that would be fine too.
Because I want, okay, so each step would save onto this canvas here. But if I
Mhm.
kept these as inputs, they would still fill out.
Yes, they would,
Okay, okay.
because
All right,
they're
I'll
auto
figure out the
bound, so
rest.
they're going to show whatever the database has.
Okay, so only auto bind here, and then the rest.
Yeah, just play around with it and see what you like.
Okay, yeah, I'll mess around. Yeah, I'll mess around with it. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
There's lots of
Thank you.
different ways to get it done.
You being lazy again.
Mhm.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is really cool.
I appreciate it. I actually, funny thing is, I got to suggest. I had reached out to people on Reddit, and I presented them the previous idea, and they're like, "What if you did this?" And so this idea is the idea of a Reddit user who I want to show to by tomorrow. Ideally, we'll see how it works out.
Huh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing that we're supposed to do at Startup Weekend, which will be nationwide, online, and all about no code coming up in November. We don't know the exact date yet. I hope to learn that soon. I'm devoting, I don't know, an hour or two every Monday on this committee getting it done. So I hope it turns out pretty awesome. And when it happens, Thomas will be there, assuming his schedule permits, and Jay will be there, assuming her schedule permits. And we have a few more spots for anyone who might like to join us. I'm going to sponsor it. CoCreative NoCode is going to sponsor a team. So we'll all show up and bubble together for a weekend. It should be pretty cool.
Tonya, Sheshadri replied.
Okay, cool. Let me check it out.
Okay, I sent it to you.
Oh, you sent it to me in Messenger?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so yeah, so Google Dialogflow is a tool. Here we add question and answers, build a chat bot on bubble.io, and when the user gives input or any question, it should take the question and give appropriate answer, more of an automation. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do this with Bubble. There's no question that you could do that with Bubble, like in terms of like giving an input and giving an automated output based on the input. In terms of integrating with Dialogflow, it sounds like it's a Google tool. And so Google API Let me see. So if I go to the Google Developers Console, so I'm just looking up the scopes. So it's called dialogue flow. I don't see it here. So is that a Google product, Sheshadri? Look at all these products Google has. So for those of you who don't know what I'm looking at all of the different scopes that you have, like for OAuthing. Maybe you can't OAuth into this dialogue flow, but it's but like I'm basically looking for the API. So I can look at like how I could possibly interact with what's called dialogue flow. And Sheshadri says, yes, it's a Google product. Let's see if we can find anything called dialogue flow on the page. Or no, not that. I don't see anything called dialogue flow. But if you know where the API is, then it shouldn't be a problem to set that up, Sheshadri. It's just going to be a matter of going into your API connector, making the connection with Google, sending in the data and getting the data back that you want, or just pushing data to that flow. Or if you wanted to build something like that on Bubble, that's also possible. Did you have another specific question? I feel like I'm dancing around your question and not giving you like a solid answer. It's raining. We have had so much rain.
It rains in Arizona?
We've had our first real, what I would say, real monsoon season. And when I say that, I am fully aware that what we call monsoon does not resemble any kind of monsoon anywhere else in the world. Even though we do get the national weather alerts on our Alexa telling us to be very, very like careful, right? Okay, so Sheshadri, you want to see a small demo, or do you want me to kind of demonstrate how I could create like an input that gives me sort of an automated output? Or are you trying to see a demo of me like linking into this dialogue flow thing? Okay. All right, that I can do, no problem. All right, so let's do here, let's say an automated response. All right, so I'm going to have an input. Here. And I'm going to have do a repeating group. Here, I'm going to have a text. And then I think we already have messages. This is a lazy prototype repeating group. There we go. Then I'm gonna have just to make things simpler for creating it, I'm gonna make an automated message. And then the automated message is gonna have keywords. And it's gonna be a list of texts. And then it's gonna have message, which is going to be text. And then going to have, and here we'll have a button. And when it's clicked, we're going to create a message. Current user equals input A's value. And then we're going to create a new message. User is going to contain current user. And text is going to do a search for automated message where keywords contains or overlaps with. So probably I would need to process in here on the page in a hidden group. I'd need to extract, like see if I have any keyword matches. And I don't think I have time for that tonight because I'm not even quite sure how I would do it. I kind of have a hint as to how I would do that, but I would create like a hidden group here that's going to do a find, like not a find and replace, but an extraction using regular expressions of keywords that I already know or something, because that's what this piece of it here is like, I've got to be able to search for the keywords or where any field contains, like I've got to be able to pull out some words that I know from this message and feed it into this message. So maybe I say keywords contains, or sometimes you can do any field contains yeah, there's got to be some keywords that I'm grabbing, but that's how you do it, because this would create the message and then both these messages would end up showing up here. So the user could see their own message and you could make that styled the way that you want. And then the next message would be from the system based on the keywords that went into it. Does that kind of answer your question, Sheshadri? Like, I could do search for automated message, any field contains, not this. So search for automated messages. Maybe we do filter. Contains list. Keywords. Probably filtered. Might be able to do advanced. Yeah, anywhere I put it is it's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to compare the list of the keywords, or maybe you would just have one keyword on that, and then you could trigger it if that keyword was mentioned. But is that, Thomas, are you still watching?
Yeah, but I tuned out. I'll admit.
That's okay. If anybody's watching this live and they have any ideas, you can toss them in the comments. I'm open to ideas here.
I thought you weren't a fan of it. Is this an advanced filter?
I am definitely not a fan of advanced filters on the page, but in a workflow,
Okay.
yeah, in a workflow, it's not so bad because you're trying to get a specific result. But the thing here is I don't know how to do regular expressions very well. So like I would do here group.
Regex?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So like here and set this to be, actually I'd probably do a repeating group because I'm going to want a list of keywords. So I do repeating group here. And the type of content would be text. And the data source would be input A's value. Extract with regex. I'd put this regex pattern here to kind of like pull apart the words. That's got to be a really simple regex pattern, actually. And then you pull out each of the word and make a list of all of the words that are in the input. And then somehow we would compare that list of words to the keywords in an automated message and then pull the text in from that automated message for the best match. So a little bit of an algorithm to see what the best match would be. But
isn't there a regex library somewhere?
Yeah. You can do like regex guru. So like this one's nice, and then regex guru is good. Because we just want to find any word where you can just say, how do I find individual words with regex? Not a specific word, any word. Match whole words, find. Yeah, so I don't want to match. I guess I do want to match whole words eventually. Oh, no, that wasn't my question. But yeah, I mean, it would take a little bit of research, but I see how it could be done. What about you, Sheshadri? Did this give you any kind of inspiration for your question? Something that I could easily lose a day to. Maybe 3.
I still have not touched regex, and you kind of explained how it works a little bit, the way it kind of has dividers and like each symbol represents a specific thing. So that made sense to me, but I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, this is literally hieroglyphics.
Yeah, it definitely looks like hieroglyphics to me, honestly. But you start playing around with it, and then you have to get it to work in Bubble, because Bubble doesn't have the same exact syntax as everything else when it comes to regex. But once you get it working, it's amazing. And you can extract, like you can find things in your text in Bubble, and then you can pull that out and extract it and put it into another thing in Bubble to use it. And so that's essentially the challenge here would be to use extract with regex here to come up with a list of words, keywords, not even keywords necessarily, just breaking apart each individual word in this input here, and then taking that and doing a search for automated messages where the keywords have the overlap of that list of words, and then finding the best match, whatever that algorithm looks like, and like returning it here. And so you would just do first items message, right? And then what that would return is it would show the user's message, and then right underneath it, it would show the automated message from the system. So cool. I'll see if I can find a regex guru to come on. I do have my next guest speaker in mind, actually. My next guest, like co-bubbler.
Yeah.
So Cameron Wilder Booth or Booth Wilder, one of the two. He and I worked together a bit in April and May on an app. And he spent his entire life for like 2 weeks devoted to learning how to use Google's API with the API connector in Bubble. And so I told him he should come on and talk us through it. And I really want him. Cool. It's interesting that my thought process is I could have, I could invite other bubblers to it to talk about the same thing who are very good with that stuff. But what I like about Cameron is he basically came from like where I am in regards to the API connector, and he like mastered it, at least for the Google API stuff. And I thought it would be cool to talk to somebody who's a little closer to the beginner's mind. Because I know when I was teaching massage way back when, I started teaching the more advanced courses in massage. And then they gave me the very first massage class, Massage 1. And so I started teaching, and I was talking so far over my students' heads the first day. And I was like, I don't remember how to talk to somebody who's new at this, right? Aww. Like, and it took me, fortunately, I had a fantastic TA, and she was like, what Tonya is trying to say is, and then eventually I was like, oh yeah, okay, I need to like back way off of the vocabulary and come at it from like, let's explain everything. And I got good at it. It was fun.
I'm sure your audience understood. You seem passionate about it.
Yeah, they did. They were great. Yeah. But that's why I thought Cameron would be really good for it, is because he can come on and he can remember not knowing. So
yeah, there's a few people you could bring on, to be honest.
Yeah, send me the list. Actually, send the list
Petter
to Kim.
And Tiblister, I think, would be great.
Petter and who?
Tiblister.
I don't know that guy or girl.
He has some pretty, I think it's a guy, I might be mistaken, but he has some pretty interesting tips. And he seems to be pretty popular in the community. I see him engaging with some of the other bigger bubblers.
Cool. Well, I'll tweet at Petter, or I think it's Peter. Petter. I don't know. I will tweet at Petter tomorrow and ask him if he wants to come on at some point in September. It'd be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And then and if you want to like shoot me a private message with like a link to
gotcha. Yeah, I'll do that now.
So I can find that person as well. We're open to having guests. I think we're gonna have the founder of Helpier on. That should be fun. And then we're open to awesome people. Was there anything else that I can help you with this evening, Thomas?
Nothing in particular.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And Thomas, I'm sure you'll be here.
Yep.
I'm going to.
I'll
You
see
have
you.
not missed a
Yeah.
single one.
No, I'm pretty consistent.
You are very consistent, and I appreciate it. I'm here for it.
That's why we
So-
rely on Thomas now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So actually, Thomas, I will see you before office hours because you and
Yeah.
I are going to hang out first.
That
And
is
then
true.
we'll start office hours together. So yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you'd like to join us for a complimentary session of CoCreative NoCode's office hours, just go ahead and comment or send us an email at team@cocreativenocode.com. And we will be sure to send you the details to join us on one of our Zoom sessions, the first one that you're available to attend. We'd love to see you. Thank you again, Thomas, for being here. Thank you as always, Kim, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.